Ayan, hello, magandang hapon po. Welcome. Welcome back po sa ating napaka-interesting na conversation tuwing Tuesday, Canon Law, ang batas ng simbahan. Hello, Father Jigs, kumusta?
Hello, mabuti. Father Luciano, mabuti. Kumusta?
Mabuti naman, awa ng Diyos. Oo. And I think we'll have another interesting conversation ngayon kasi ang pag-uusapan po natin is parte ng mga struktura na nag-governance ng diocese, no? Ito ay yung mga councils, yung mga grupo na nag-advise, nagbibigay ng opinion, nagbibigay ng feedback, nagbibigay ng consultation sa obispo sa pagtatakbo ng diocese. So we will talk particularly about the consultors, the Presbyteral Council, and the Finance Council. No? Tatlong mahalagang konseho ito. At si Father Jigs ay talagang expert dito kasi kasusulat na ng mga ng mga guidelines, ng mga bylaws nitong mga councils na ito. So, Pats, bigyan mo kami ng konting background muna. What part of the Canon Law are we talking at this time?
Siguro po kasi medyo matagal din tayo, may 2 linggo na interval or ng break bago tayo bumalik. So baka nakalimutan na natin yung mga nauna nating discussions. Noong po nakaraang mga episode ng ating Canon 101, ano po pinag-usapan yung Curia. Tapos po ngayon naman, yung Curia po ay ito yung kumbaga ito yung Office of ito yung governance what we call this office ng obispo, no? Ngayon naman po at pag-usapan iba't ibang mga grupo na nagbibigay ng payo sa kanya o mga advice sa kanya o mga mungkahi, suggestions sa obispo in governing the diocese. Nandiyan ho yung Finance Council, Presbyteral Council, ang College of Consultors, at actually po kasama rin po diyan yung Diocesan Pastoral Council. So parang may 4 na grupo ang nagbibigay ng payo o tumutulong sa obispo upang kanyang gampanan ng kanyang tungkulin bilang head, pinuno o puno ng diocese. So yan po yung context na pag-usapan natin.
At napag-usapan din po natin yung role ng mga parang yung tinatawag natin na curia, no? Yung Vicar General, yung mga Episcopal Vicars, yung mga yung Chancellor, yung Finance Officer. So napag-usapan natin yon. Ngayon itong consultores o College of Consultors. Ano ba yung tamang canonical term? Ano bang tawag at sino-sino po sila?
Okay. So ang College of Consultors po or sa Latin consultores, ito po ay binubuo ng mga pare na galing po sa Presbyteral Council. So meron ka mas malaking konseho, ang tawag po ay Presbyteral Council, at mamimili ang obispo ng mga tao mula doon, mga members mula doon na magiging bahagi ng College of Consultors. Sila po ay binubuo ng 6 hanggang 12 miyembro. So, halimbawa po, ang iyong Presbyteral Council, ang mas malaking grupo, kasi nga po ang tawag sa kanya parang Senate ng Obispo, mamimili ang Obispo ng 6 hanggang 12 tao mula doon na siyang kanyang gagawing consultores or consultors. Sila po ay constituted o binubuo para manilbihan sa loob ng 5 taon, but they can be reappointed by the bishop. So they are appointed by the bishop to act as members of the College of Consultors. So yan po sila.
At anong ginagawa?
Ang kanilang mga functions po, merong mga functions na naka-assign sa kanila by law. Halimbawa, ang College of Consultors po nananatili kahit na sede vacante. Di ba, Father Luciano, kapag nawala, kapag sede vacante, ang isang diocese, walang obispo, nawawala ang Presbyteral Council. Pero nananatili yung College of Consultors. At ayon sa batas, ang trabaho ng Presbyteral Council ay siyang gagawin ng consultors kapag panahon ng sede vacante. Yan po, yan ang naka-assign na gawain sa kanila based on law. Tapos actually meron pang ibang mga functions na very specific sa consultores sa batas. Halimbawa, sila ay kinukuha ang kanilang mungkahi kapag ang diocese, ang obispo ay magdidesisyon sa isang bagay na may kinalaman po sa buhay ng diocese na napakahalaga. So, siya rin po ay kinukonsulta kapag ang obispo halimbawa ay magbebenta or alienation ng isang property. Ganon, may ganon sa klaseng function. Unlike the Presbyteral Council, every now and then po, kinukonsulta ng obispo ang consultores sa mga bagay po na may kinalaman sa administrative matters. Basically, matters of administration. In comparison with, in contrast with Presbyteral Council po na pastoral ang nature ng consultation or yung matters na kinukonsulta. So yan yung consultores. Kaya kailangan sa ating mga pari maliwanag no na ang consultors pala administrative ang kanyang area, hindi pala siya masyado sa pastoral. Sabihin ang pinag-usapan diyan yung example nga yung alienation ng property, pagbili ng isang bagay, paggastos ng pera, so parang mga ganung mga bagay. Maliwan na lamang po kung sa vacante, kung saan kumikilos din o gumagalaw ang consultores na parang Presbyteral Council in that sense, saklaw nila yung mga pastoral matters or these issues na kailangan pag-usapan.
And sabi mo mayroong members na lahat ng members ay manggagaling sa Presbyteral Council o mayroong outsiders?
No. Maliwanag sa batas na na dapat doon lang manggaling talaga sa members ng College of Consultors, no?
So yung members ng College of Consultors ay manggagaling sa Presbyteral Council.
Yes, maliwanag yan.
Sino-sino sa kanila ang pipiliin ng obispo? Mayroon bang parang automatically by the virtue of his office na siya ay magiging miyembro ng consultores? Halimbawa, kung ikaw ay chancellor o kung ikaw ay vicar general, automatically ex officio ay miyembro ng consultores or the bishop can choose anyone among the members of the Presbyteral Council?
Actually walang naka-specify na dapat si ganito maging member ng consultors. Wala, no? So free walang ex officio.
I see.
Hindi necessary ang ex officio. Hindi porke ikaw ay get ang post mo, ex officio member ka. Although it can be stated in the statutes ng diocese na pwede siya mag-assign ng certain members ng consultores by virtue of the importance of the post na kanyang pinanghahawakan, no? Para hindi magkaroon ng parang conflict or parang overlapping ng mga decisions ng obispo. So practical matter 'yon na halimbawa, no? Siyempre, gawin mong member ang iyong vicar general, 'di ba? Kasi basically ang alter mo, 'di ba? So yun. So but not because of an ex officio capacity, no? Pero nasa statutes to define, no? Pero hindi ng canon law dapat merong ex officio member ang consultores. So talagang pre-conferral talaga ito.
I see. And paano pumipili ang obispo? Mayroon bang consultation, mayroon bang election, mayroon bang it's just he decides and appoints, o anong proseso ng pagpipili ng
So,
konsultores?
basically ang proseso ay free conferral. Ibig sabihin, yung pumipili at yung nag-appoint ay yung obispo.
Mhm.
Not unlike, for instance, yung presentation, no? So, merong ibang mag-present at ang obispo
Oo.
ang mag-appoint doon sa present sa kanya. O
Oo.
yung election, halimbawa, iba yung
Oo.
mag-elect, ang obispo mag-confirm doon siya na-elect. Hindi ganon. So,
Oo.
sa kaso ho ng consultores, talagang free conferral, talagang ang obispo ang mamimili, mag-decide kung sino ang kanyang pipiliin. Ngayon, pwede ba siyang mag-consult? Of course, no, pwede siyang mag-consult, magtanong-tanong siya, no? Pero again, hindi yun hinihingi ng canon law na hindi siya na-require na mag-consult siya for him to validly confer the members the office to any person as a member of the consultors. So walang ganun. So talagang may kalayaang mamili ang obispo kung sino ang magiging miyembro ng consultores.
Ano ang is there any criteria? Has to be a person na sabihin nating attuned with the mind of the bishop, or the criteria is it has to be knowledgeable, let's say ito knowledgeable in finances, ito knowledgeable in human resources, so yung mga ganon, or representation. I'll choose one that has to be a religious, another one representing the diocesan clergy. Is there any criteria or anything under the sun? The bishop has a total free hand to choose.
Yeah. The only criteria is basically parish siya. Kasi nga ang presbyteral council must be priests. Ngayon,
Yes.
Unlike finance council na mayroong qualification, kailangan expert in finances or in civil law. Tapos naman yung presbyteral council naman ay kumbaga representative ng isang area o ng isang sector ng diocese o ng clergy. Ang consultors po walang ganong klaseng requirement. So talagang pero talaga siya. So parang ang tingin ko kapag walang ganon, it's up to the bishop to decide ano yung kanyang hinahanap sa kanyang consultors. Kasi syempre, you're looking for people na makakatulong sa iyo sa decision making mo kapag hinihingi ng canon law na mag-consult ka sa ganung bagay. So, although hindi naman explicit sa canon law na kailangan expert sa ganito, expert sa ganyan, I think a member, a good a consultors, the kinds of consultors with a balanced membership would, for me this is my opinion dapat medyo medyo merong may knowledge talaga dun sa bagay na
expertise, kumbaga.
Yeah, may expertise, discretion, probably may expertise sa ganitong bagay. So, medyo age, probably yung senior, kasi naman pa pwedeng puro mga batang pari ang iyong tag-isang taon na ginamang consultor. So, meron ding yung experience nila, yung kanilang age sa ministry.
Ayun.
So,
canonically, is there any requirement canonically when it comes to age? So you said one is to be a priest. So so it cannot be a sister or a lay.
Yes.
Kasi galing from the presbyteral council, no?
Yes.
So it has to be a priest, and then may basic age.
Wala siyang age, wala nga siyang degree, wala ding prohibition against, for instance, yung mga related to the bishop by consanguinity, walang ganun. Unlike finance council, merong prohibition, no, na i-appoint ng isang relative sa finance council in the fourth degree in the collateral line inclusive. So parang medyo iba, ito yung nature ng consultores.
So blank check ito, blank check.
Yeah, so para siya, because it's quite free conferral ang dating sa kanya, tapos wala masyadong requirements, no. You have to go by by intuition, no, or by the discretion of the bishop regarding ano yung sino at ano yung makailangan niya para makatulong sa kanya as members of the consultors.
I see. Okay. and then anything else about the consultores. So
Oo.
I think the main learning for me it's administrative in nature,
Yes, oo.
and
So,
therefore it's not pastoral in nature but administrative. And second, coming from the presbyteral council, but not
yes.
necessarily the members of the curia. So it's not
Yeah.
an walang ex officio na.
Yes, oo.
uh,
Maliwanag
Now,
sa
I
kanila
would
na
say, halimbawa, if you say 6 to 12, uh, uh, and if they are coming from the presbyteral council, what's the difference?
oo. Kasi one of the things that we will notice na doon sa consultor saka sa presbyteral council, as we said kanina, nag-ooperate ang consultors kapag sa bakante.
Mhm.
Therefore, you have to select from the presbyteral council, kumbaga yung pinaka-core, parang magiging core siya parang core group mo. Ang difference niya, very specific type of consultation ang hinihingi ng law for the consultors. Sabi ko nga, matters related to administration in the area
And
of finances, no?
do the consultores consult? Kasi yung presbyteral council, in the nature of the presbyteral council, it's parang akyat baba ng issues, no? So mayroon topic, tapos you consult every vicar foreign will consult yung mga pare ng kanyang bikaryato. Therefore, parang isa consultative body na somehow gathers the opinion and suggestions of the whole clergy. So somehow up and down yung mga bagsakan ng mga proposals, suggestions, plans, etc.
Oo.
No? When it comes to pastoral, now when it comes to administration, do they need to consult or they can go on with administration even without consultation to the rest of the clergy?
Oo. First of all, ang consultor is also a consultative body. Sabihin, kinakonsulta sila. Tapos may dalawa kasi siya, may dalawang actions eh. Pwede silang hingan ng consent, yung kanilang pahintulot. Kasi pag walang consent nila, the bishop may place invalid acts of administration o kaya yung kanilang yung kanilang council, yung payo na pwedeng sundin ng obispo, pwedeng sundin ng obispo as long as they are consulted. Ngayon, in the performance of their duties, pwede ba silang mag-consult? Pwede naman silang mag-consult. Pero kasi very specific type of action ang kanilang ginagawa eh. So maybe in their decisions, in casting their own opinion, they're aided by people that they ask, no, kung anong dapat na gawin. But they can consult.
Ano
Pero,
ano ang action na kailangan ng kanilang pahintulot? Otherwise, it invalidates the decision of the bishop. Ano, it must be very particular, very specific.
Yes, very particular. Nilagay ko doon sa ating bylaws, hindi ko lang makabisado. Pero ang mga mahalaga dyan, yung acts of extraordinary administration. Yung halimbawa, nagset ang CPCP ng certain amount na hanggang dito lang yung ordinary acts of administration ng obispo. Kapag gagawa siya ng isang decision, beyond that, it is the consent of the consultors or kaya and the finance council. So may mga ganun, acts of alienation, yung mga finances basically Luciano, yung mga malalaking mga decisions that go beyond ordinary acts of administration.
Okay.
So the rest are council, mga payo.
Okay.
Kasi pag medyo not beyond the ordinary acts of administration, of course, the bishop can really this, no? Pero kapag beyond that, beyond the limits, any administrator needs the consent of these bodies.
Okay. The other council that is bigger in number and more representative in nature is the presbyteral council. So,
Yes.
ano ang kakaiba ng presbyteral council? Anong particular ng presbyteral council?
So ang una nating i-contrast yung Presbyteral Council in contrast to the Pastoral Council. Yung Pastoral Council kasi can be composed of lay and clergy. Ito namang Presbyteral Council, priests, hindi lang deacons ha, kasi clergy din yun, ano? So priest talaga siya, presbyteral o
I see.
presbyterian. So, yan. So, lahat ng membership dito po must be priests, no?
Uh,
Uh,
pre, Pats, priests and bishops, if there are more than one.
yes.
Halimbawa, let's
Yes.
say the Archdiocese of
Auxiliary?
Manila noon ay nakaroon ng 4 or 5 auxiliaries. So,
Yes.
are they ex officio members of the
Yes.
Presbyteral Council?
Yeah, oo.
Yes, they are. Okay.
Yeah, yung mga obispo, no? They become members of the Presbyteral Council, no?
I see.
Yan. So, ano pa ba? So, ang tawag sa kanila po, kumbaga Senate of the Bishop, Senate, no? So, siya talaga yung pinaka-stable, lahat naman sila ay compulsory, no? It's compulsory to create them. So, ito yung pinaka-stable. Ito yung dapat talagang kinukonsulta ng obispo. Meron silang mga, hindi lang sila consultative body, no? So, mahalagang kapilak na ginagampanan. Ngayon, so as a bishop in the governance of the diocese, and we also said that they also represent the people of God, no? Yung portion of people of God, no? Pwedeng, for instance, that's why in our diocese we have vicar foreigns, no? Kasi they represent yung vicariate. Yan. So, yun. So, basically, yun ang Presbyteral Council.
You said they talk about pastoral issues. They give their advice on pastoral issues. How about other issues? Let's say lipatan ng pare, incardination ng mga bagong pare, or acceptance for seminarians, or ano pa? Mga creation ng mga parokya, yung mga ganong issues, do they fall under the Presbyteral Council or the consultores?
There are clear decisions that lines or matters for consultation that belong to the Presbyteral Council. We have cited pa siya sa kanina yung creation ng parokya. Yan, kailangan mag-consult siya ng Presbyteral Council. Isa pa yung suppression ng parokya. Kailangan din mag-consult ang Presbyteral Council. Yung changes ng boundary ng mga parokya, ng vicariate, kailangan mag-consult dyan ang Presbyteral Council. Ngayon, may mga bagay na kinoconsult ng obispo sa Presbyteral Council on its own initiative. For instance, in certain matters that has to do with mga seminarista, no? Seminarians formation. Pero ang decision maker sa bagay na yan talaga naman ay ang obispo. Talaga ang bishop, talaga ang decision maker. So he consults important yung mga issues that are important to the diocese, but the decisions belong to the bishop. So talagang mahal na walang deliberative power ang council kasi sila ay advisory, ay consultative body. So therefore, they cannot perform actions that are in nature executive actions. For instance, sila pwedeng mag-create ng actions that has to do with judicial actions or actions pertaining to making of laws, legislative, wala silang ganon. It's just purely outside of these powers of governance kasi consultative bodies sila. Therefore, they cannot make policies. They can advise on policies that the bishop will enact. No, they cannot issue decrees. They cannot set guidelines. Wala silang ganon. Basta they are really consulted. And mahalaga talaga na nakukonsulta kasi in some actions, kapag hindi sila nakonsulta, maaring invalid yung act ng obispo. So yun ang mahalaga. So,
how are they chosen? Kasi yun sa konsultore, sinabi mo na parang blank check, no? It's on the
oo,
criteria of the bishop. Pagdating sa
oo.
Presbyteral Council, ganun din yon, criteria ng obispo. Kumbaga, siya ang
Hindi, hindi.
bahala. Oh.
Hindi naman. So, kasi nga, because this is representative body ang Presbyteral Council, sabi ng Canon Law, about half of the members are are elected by the Presbyterium. Oo. So they can elect members of the Presbyteral Council. So ang
Uh-huh.
form ng election sa atin is through sa atin lang, no? This is only referring to our statutes. So yung about half of the members of our Presbyteral Council are elected by way of the vicariate. So elected pa rin sila, no? Like for instance, ang aming Vicar Foreign, si Father Roro, was elected by us, members of the vicariate. So elected sila. And then ang ating bylaws says that the vicar foreigns are constitute the elected portion or part of the Presbyteral Council. 13 yan sila. So, yung another, I think 12
Yun ay sa diocese natin or it's mandated by law na ang Vicar Foreign are part of the Presbyteral Council?
it's only in our diocese.
I see.
Kasi ang sa law, the bishop, the priests themselves can elect any half of the members of the Presbyteral Council freely. Pwedeng hindi
Hindi Vicar Foreign. Oo.
yes, ang atin lang kasing way to do that is by way of the vicariate. Pero for instance, ang diocese can choose to have a free election, no? Halimbawa, isang clergy meeting. Now elect, let's say 10 people who we would like to be part of the Presbyteral Council. Yes, so pwedeng mag-election. Yung po ng 10. Yun ang magiging members. Kasi free election eh. Then half of the members of the council, the other half is appointed by the bishop. So by free appointment, so free conferral, tapos yung sa election.
Without criteria.
Maliban doon sa
age, age, ministry, or
walang ganon.
Walang ganon.
Free talaga siya, free. Oo.
Free talaga siya. Okay.
So in fact, pwede rin nga mag-member yung priests, no? Who are like religious. Pero sila maging member niyan. Hindi lang diocesan.
Okay.
So, yun ang pinagkaiba. Yun ang pinagkaiba ng manner ng pag-constitute ng members ng Presbyteral Council. Again, as I was saying, yung election portion can be provided in the statutes of the council. Atin, the election is by way of the vicariate. So maganda rin yun kasi, di ba, yung concept nga representational, vicariate. Ang concept elected o elected vicariate. So yung dalawang idea, napag-isa natin doon sa representation ng Vicar Foreign sa Presbyteral Council.
Another question is yung term. Yung consultore, sabi mo 5 years and could be renewed. How about Presbyteral Council?
Ang Presbyteral Council po pareho din ng term ng what you call this, ng consultors. Consultors. So they have to be designated or appointed in such a way na merong na-determine ang kanilang term of office. So pwedeng the entire council will be renewed in 5 years, o pwede siyang part of the council will be renewed after 5 years. No, in our example po is in our case, ang nare-renew diyan yung elected no, yung mga Vicar Foreign, kasi di ba meron tayong election ng Vicar Foreign every so and so number of years. I think 3 years yan. 3 years. So but they can be re-elected, They can be so pwedeng after 5 years lahat lahat tapos na? Or after 5 years, a portion of the council will end their term. Para may healthy naman na na kumbaga revolving door no for leaders sa simbahan. Yun ang konsepto actually eh.
Mhm. A more difficult question maybe, Father. We said that administrative matters go to the consultores. The Presbyteral Council decide, consult, gives their opinion on pastoral matters. Then we will talk about the Pastoral Council. Now, do the lay people and religious have a say on the administration matters of the diocese?
Um, as we discussed before, pwedeng maging chancellor at econom ang religious ang lay ha, pwedeng madre o pwedeng lay person.
Mhm.
So in that sense, if you have a lay member in the curia, so may say sila, di ba? Kasi
Mhm.
ang administrator ng funds, no? At
Mhm.
sila yung nag-keep, nag-maintain ng mga documents.
Mhm.
Pero in terms of the governance of the diocese itself, as a council, hindi yun ang purpose ng kanilang again, labas sila doon sa konsepto na legislative, executive, judicial kasi nga sila ay consultative. So they give advice regarding pastoral matters. Referring to the yung sa lay pastoral council o Diocesan
Mhm.
lay pastoral council.
Mhm.
So yun, oo. So wala
Okay.
silang say in the sense na hindi yun trabaho. Hindi part ng mandate ng council. But they can have a say if they're members of the curia.
Okay.
In the case of chancellor or econom.
Or can they be also members of the Finance Council?
Yes.
Diocesan
Yan.
Finance Council. No?
Yes. Pupunta tayo dyan mamaya sa Finance Council. No?
Mhm. Mhm.
Sige. So Finance
Oo.
Council.
Finance
Okay.
Council. Oo.
Okay. Ang isa po sa pinaka-innovation actually ng bagong code is to tap yung mga lay and to employ yung kanilang expertise in the governance of the diocese in the area of finances. Kaya po merong finance council. Kailangan po ipaliwanag yung finance council para maintindihan natin kasi yung ating present finance council sa diocese po parang hindi siya masyadong sa tingin ko lang yung nature niya dapat iakma doon sa canon law. So ano ba yung finance council? So ang finance council po ay compulsory sa mga dioceses. Dapat mag-create talaga ang finance council sa diocese by compulsory in canon law. Ngayon, sino yung mga members nito? Napakasimple lang ng struktura ng finance council sa canon law. Nakalagay dito at least 3 members of the Christian faithful. Kapag sinabi po Christian faithful, dalawang klase po yan, members, ang clerical members at yung lay members. Yan ang Christian faithful. So, ibig sabihin po, pwedeng pare at pwedeng lay. Ngayon, dinagdag pa ng canon law na dapat sila po ay
But,
truly
but
expert in financial matters and civil law.
just a clarification, no?
Oh.
Tinuro mo nung una, pero just a clarification kasi baka may nakikinig, sabi nila, ay, laging naiwan ng mga religious. Yung mga religious, canonically, they fall under the lay. So, canonically, when you say the lay or the clergy, among the laity are included also the religious, right? So, can they be a member because they are not presbyters?
Yeah, they can be members, no? Actually po yung religious can be lay or cleric, no? Kasi may religious na mga pare, di ba? But
Yes, correct.
Yung sisters, they are really lay, mga lay silang ang kanilang legal status. So pwede po sila mag-member. Ang pinakamahalagang sinasabi ng canon law actually ay
Expertise.
yes, truly expert in financial matters and in civil law. Yun ang mahalaga. Kaya for this reason, for this purpose, at tingin ko, it's encouraging talaga of lay members. Kasi sila ba naman sa ating Luciano ang ang expert sa meron tayong experience, no? Kasi we have been handling parishes, but we don't know about investments, about stock
Yes.
market, unless we study. Lalaman tayo
Correct.
mga degree in economics, no? Or in mathematics, or
Correct.
parang ganun. So yun
Correct.
talaga po. Tapos ang
I see. And
finance
how
council,
many?
oo. Ang sabi ng
May
Canon
number
Law,
ba yon?
at least tatlo. At least tatlo. So, di sabing 3 hanggang 12. Pero ang akin kasi, for a council, to be a real council, hindi ka pwedeng council ng 100. ang labo-labo nun, di ba? Like, kukunin mo yung members
Yes.
ng finance council sa bawat parokya at sila ay finance council. Hindi ganoon kasi in advisory body sila. And then, the question nga is expertise, no? In finance matters and civil law. So, it's a select group talaga that helps the bishop in temporal goods. Ngayon, para sila ding consultors, para din silang presbyteral council that they're constituted for 5 years and they can be reappointed for another term of 5 years.
When we say for the 3 councils, when you say a term of 5 years, do they serve at the pleasure of the bishop na let's say after 1 year, sabi ni bishop, palitan ko itong council na ito, or even the bishop is bound to the term of their council?
Oh, mahalaga talaga ang statutes para maliwanag kung ano ibig sabihin ng appointment nila, kailan mag-end. Kasi hindi lang yan, no? Kasi of course the bishop can terminate membership in any council based on clear criteria, and this is found in the statutes, no? For instance, absenteeism,
Yes.
o kaya abuse of discretion of office, o kaya yung we can say yung umalis sa yung defection from the Catholic faith, no? Dapat nakadefine yun yan, no? But of course, the
How
bishop,
about the disagreement? Halimbawa, sabihin na gusto ng obispo magtayo ng bahay niya na worth 400 million pesos. Tapos, yung kanyang finance council ay tututol and then the bishop sabi na, anak ko, pasaway itong mga ito, ayaw sumunod sa gusto ko, tatanggalin ko silang lahat. Does he have a free hand to arbitrarily, for any reason whatsoever, terminate a person from his or her term?
The only reason that the bishop is allowed to terminate a member of the finance council is for a grave cause. Hindi lang siya just cause, grave cause. It must be grave, no? Sabi halimbawa, defection from the faith is a grave. Crime of moral turpitude is a grave cause. Conviction of a crime in civil law is a grave cause. So halimbawa, may member ka ng council, tapos let's say nakulong for like estafa, that's a grave cause.
Yes.
Pero kung hindi sang-ayon sa'yo, hindi siya grave. Because in fact, you'd expect people not to agree kasi that's why you have a council to give you advice which can be different from your point of view, from your not idea, di ba? So hindi siya basta-basta, grave cause talaga siya. Oo.
Father, is the economos ex officio member of the finance council?
No. Hindi siya ex officio member. However, no, hindi siya member ng finance council. Hindi siya, di ba, you constitute a finance council, you select 3 from the faithful until it doesn't mean na you select one of them and make them an econom. Hindi. In fact, ganito yan. When the bishop is appointing a finance officer, yung economist ang tawag natin, has to consult the finance council. So yun.
I see.
So Ayan, kailangan siyang kailangan i-consult niya.
Mhm. Interesting.
Recommend,
And
no, kung
then,
sino yung kaya
ano bang mga criteria? Kanina you mentioned one. It cannot be a relative of the bishop. Ano pang criteria to choose members of the finance council?
Parents Council, ako ang mahalaga sa akin, I would give emphasis on yung kanilang expertise in finances, expertise in civil law. Ako, I would also give emphasis doon sa, kasi when we say lay faithful, must be baptized, no? Kailangan talaga in communion with the church kasi lay faithful sila. Hindi lang, halimbawa, ito, napakagaling ito, pero hindi siya katoliko, kunwari, Father. Sa akin, hindi. I would interpret that to mean a priest, the member should be in
Yes,
full communion.
baptized Catholic. Oo.
Catholic talaga siya, oo. Ako, just like what's required for a finance administrator or yung econom, kailangan siya outstanding in, what do you call this? Outstanding in honesty and distinguished for honesty. Yan. Expert and distinguished in honesty. Mahalaga yun, in financial matters. So yun siguro yung makikita ko mga important qualifications, no? So sometimes we also say, of course, sa statutes natin, they would say he must be must belong to the Diocese of Novaliches para naman magkaroon siya ng parang we honor or we empower those within our diocese. So depende sa statutes din. But those 5 things that I mentioned, I presume these are canonical requirements.
Father, there is a question from Lex Evangelista. In Finance Council, do they have auditors, either internal or external?
Apart ng of administration of ecclesiastical goods, is we adopt also yung mga principles in finances, no, in management, like transparency, ba, accounting principle, yung 1 plus 1 natin 2 din, parang gano'n, no? Kung minus 1 eh 1. So sabihin apply economics, no, yung gano'n. So yeah, meron talaga tayong mga transparency. We espouse this matters, no? We have aside from transparency, we also yung chain of command, no? Kasi may responsibility over financial matter, etc., etc.
But
So
do they have the office of an auditor?
ganito yan. Ang Finance Council po is advisory. Advisory siya.
Mhm.
So, yung function ng auditing is it's outside of the
Of the council.
of the Finance Council. Pero ito yung function niya. Ito yung function niya.
Mhm.
It is the Finance Council who prepares the budget and expenses for the whole year.
Mhm.
Ang gumagawa ko niyan, Finance Council dapat ayon sa Canon Law. Okay. It is also the Finance Council who examines, no? Ano yung mga administration, financial administration ng lahat ng mga juridical bodies that fall under the authority of the bishop. For instance, no, siya yung mag-examine ng report ng mga parokya. Hindi nga ng parokya.
Parishes, schools.
Yeah, schools, even religious.
Now, in our own diocesan setup, this is the council I don't feel much. Yung finance council. For example, should it be yung our presentation of budget for the year? Why don't we present the budget, the proposed budget, to the finance council, and we present it to the curia?
Yeah, exactly. Ganun yung ganun ko na na sinasabi ng sense ng canonical provision na ito. So it's really the Finance Council who examines nga the acts of financial administration ng lahat ng mga juridical bodies uh, that fall under the authority of the diocesan bishop. And at the end of those, it is the Finance Council who gives a summary of all these things and report it to the bishop. Yun talaga. Kaya lang, we are kasi operating on a very conventional method that has been there ever since, na hindi natin masyadong na tweak o na so
Yes.
it,
Now,
tingin ko
in the reality of our diocese, ano pang sa tingin mo yung scope ng Finance Council na hindi pa nagagawa or na ginagawa ng ibang grupo? Kumbaga, kung ano ang dapat gawin ng Finance Council na maaaring ngayon ay ginagawa either ng Economus or ng Curia or ng Presbyteral Council or ng mga baka may ginagawa ng mga parish finance councils na should be done by the Diocesan Finance Council. Do they have any particular tasking vis-a-vis a parish? For example, in my parish, should the Finance Council be the one checking our style of administration, reviewing our financial status? Should it be a question? Let's say I question how you question how Father Luciano administers the money in Christong Hari, and then is the Finance Council the one looking into it, or how is it?
Ganito yan, Father Luciano. Yung paradigm na ganyan is being adopted in Western countries. Kasi ako, ang tingin ko talaga dito, it can be done given the maturity of the lay faithful. Maturity to assume offices in the church that the law allows them to perform. Sa tingin ko sa Pilipinas, baka pwede sa mga, let's just say, highly advanced or highly developed parishes kung saan empowered yung mga tao, mga parishioners. Tingin ko may possibility that some of these things can be done by them. In fact, I think because I have a finance council also, I am allowing them to examine transparency yung mga reports. And then to advise me kung ano yung mga bagay na, for instance, ano yung dapat naming, where should we improve in terms of collection, saan kami dapat magdahan-dahan in terms of expenses, ano yung projection namin for the next year, pwede yun. Pero ultimately, since they are a council, advice talaga sila. Ang decision maker talaga still really belongs to the parish priest. Yun naman din ang isang bagay dyan na maliwanag. So hindi naman pwedeng i-take over totally ng finance council yung administration ng parokya because that's not their function. Talagang konseho talaga sila. Pero on the one hand, hindi lang din sila create para mag-fundraising. Hindi lang yun ang kanilang po. They should be given administrative what do you call this duties, no? Para matuto naman sila sa buhay, Ako I believe na the more transparent we are sa lay natin, especially those who are really empowered lay, mas mag-improve ang ating finances sa parokya. Now, iba rin yung sa diocese, kasi very specific naman sa diocese ang function ng Finance Council, which have been discussing nga. So, sa tingin
pero
ko...
ganon din yun. Fundraising is not their main tasking.
Yes, hindi talaga nila task yun. Hindi nila task magbenta ng mga ticket, o
hindi talaga. As in, hindi talaga.
Oo.
Hindi talaga.
ng concert.
Hindi siya main or hindi talaga?
Hindi kasi ganun ang nature niya eh. So, hindi
So
talaga siya.
hindi talaga bahagi doon.
Hindi
Okay.
talaga. So, pero siyang bigyan ng ano, this can be, we have ways and means naman eh. Pero
Okay.
hindi yan, kasi council nga, konseho, advisory,
Yes,
consultative.
yes.
Also, yun. So marami pang
Yes.
mga bagay na actually we can explore lots of things eh. Kaya lang, of course, culture will, mahirap din magbago ng, at hindi naman overnight na nangyari yan. So, basta lang yung mentality ma-inject na natin, infuse sa mga ano natin, sa ating
Yes, yes.
mga sa mga pari lalo kasi ang ating kasing financial administration napaka priest-centered.
Yes, correct.
Priest-centered nandun yan sa preamble ng ating finance council. So therefore kanina meron kang tanong pa Luciano, ano ba yung mga bagay na ginagawa ng na dapat ginagawa ng council? Budget hearing actually for me, if I look at this canon provision, is really the finance council. They look into the budget, yeah.
Interesting.
Yung proposing a 5-year plan for fiscal administration of the diocese belongs to them. Ako, kung we are ready for that, maganda yun, di ba? Fiscal administration, di ba? If companies project yung kanilang income expenses for the next few years,
yes.
Why can't we do that also sa ating diocese with the help of experts? No, kaya nga expert ang hinihingi, hindi lang basta-basta members.
Interesting.
So, hindi na pwede mababait yan.
Feeling ko from all the councils, ito ang pinakamahina na kailangan palakasin pa. No?
Oo. Ito rin yung kailangan
Finance
natin.
Council.
Yeah.
Oo. And yung presbyteral, yung pastoral council ng diocese, na we don't have actually.
Oo. Meron tayong clan, ang tawag nila.
Oo. So, sige.
Counterpart ng
we have
ng council that lay
5 minutes. Can you tell us in 5 minutes what's the difference between yung Council of the Laity is para sa mga nanonood is ang pagpupulong ng lahat ng chairperson ng mga pastoral council ng bawat parokya. So lahat po ng chairperson ng mga parokya plus head ng mga ministries ng diocese na they convene in the Council of the Laity. Now, what is the difference between the pastoral council of the diocese and the Council of the Laity na it's fully composed by lay?
Oh. Since marami sa atin nakikinig na taga Novaliches, no? Hindi naman to magandang makatulong sa atin tong discussion na ito. As we said, no, yung council is a smaller body of advisors. When you get 100 people, para ang tanong ko lang by sheer number I cannot hindi siya parang council talaga. It can be si Father Jim is the head of it. We have the same interpretation of this matter sa bagay na ito. It can be a let's say a convocation of the lay of Novaliches, no? So pwede may convoke lahat ng mga heads ng mga PPC and then mga you convoke them and then train them to become But somehow you really have to constitute a council that's different from this from clan, and piliin mo yung mga lay faithful na let's say 20 lang siguro, na 20 or 19 people that will serve as a real pastoral council that will naman be consulted by the bishop on pastoral matters that are very crucial and relevant to the life of the diocese. So, yun siguro. Wala pa tayong rito, wala pa tayong
So, wala tayo pastoral council sa ngayon.
Ang ating kino-consider na pastoral council yung clan natin.
Yung clan.
Pero I am of the opinion na maybe we can i-reflect natin siya to conform with canonical provisions para ma-maximize natin itong council na ito. Otherwise, hindi natin magamit po talaga yung purpose niya eh.
Okay.
They're really very
next week, babalikan po natin itong council na hindi pa natin na-discuss into details, no? So, we will talk, let's talk next week about Pastoral Council of the Diocese and what are the similarities with the Pastoral Council of a parish and the composition and who can be a member, how are they elected or appointed, anong term, pag-uusapan po lahat ng ito, no? And so today we said that we ended by saying that the function of advising on from the laity on pastoral matters in Novaliches is taken by the clan, pero ideally we should move into a pastoral council that is different from the clan, right? So kasi the clan is a bigger group, so it's a group of almost 100 persons, whereas the council should be something more functional.
Yes, so advisory o consultative.
Okay, very good. Well, okay, Father, so we will see you next week. Advance happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. See you. See you.
Yeah, Father is having the birthday on Thursday. Tama? Huwebes?
Yes, June 10, Huwebes.
Nagiging 48. Tama?
47.
47.
Ako alam 48.
Ako ang 48. Okay, 47. Alright. Sige. See you.
Sige.
Thank you. See you next week. Opo, see you.
Salamat
see you
po.
Thursday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.